Imagine a world where the final revelation of Allah was carried not in printed books, but in the hearts of devoted believers, written carefully on parchment, leather, palm stalks, smooth stones, and scattered pieces of bone. Imagine the responsibility that rested upon the shoulders of the first generation of Muslims after the passing of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, when every revealed verse represented not only divine guidance, but also the eternal foundation of faith for all humanity. Islam's 1,400-year history says that some of the greatest victories were not won on battlefields alone, but through unwavering dedication to preserving the truth exactly as Allah revealed it. The story of the compilation of the Holy Quran is one of the most extraordinary examples of unity, wisdom, trust, and sacrifice in human history. It began during a time of deep sorrow, when the Muslim community was mourning the loss of the Prophet, PBUH, while simultaneously facing new challenges that threatened the stability of the growing Islamic nation. The responsibility of leadership now rested upon Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, R.A., the first caliph, whose faith and determination guided the believers through one of the most difficult periods they had ever experienced. During this critical time, several battles were fought against those who abandoned Islam or rebelled against the Muslim state, and among these was the famous Battle of Yamamah. Although the Muslims achieved victory, the battle came with a painful cost. Many of those who had memorized the entire Quran, known as Hafiz, were martyred while defending their faith. Their sacrifice demonstrated the depth of their devotion, yet it also created an unexpected concern for the future. The Quran had already been completely revealed during the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and countless companions had memorized it perfectly, while many verses were also written down under the Prophet's supervision. However, the growing loss of those faithful memorizers raised an important question. What would happen if more Hafiz were martyred in future battles? Could future generations face difficulties if the written records remained scattered across different materials? These thoughts weighed heavily upon the minds of the companions, who understood that preserving Allah's words exactly as they had been revealed was among the greatest responsibilities ever entrusted to mankind. Umar ibn al-Khattab, R.A., known for his remarkable wisdom and foresight, recognized the seriousness of the situation and approached Abu Bakr, R.A., with a sincere recommendation that the Quran should be collected into a single manuscript. At first, Abu Bakr, R.A., hesitated because he was cautious about introducing anything that the Prophet, PBUH, had not personally instructed during his lifetime. His hesitation reflected profound reverence for the Sunnah and an overwhelming desire to remain faithful to every aspect of the Prophet's example. Yet, as the importance of the matter became increasingly clear, both leaders realized that preserving the Quran in one carefully compiled collection would protect Allah's revelation for every generation that would follow, ensuring that its words remained unchanged despite the passing of time, the expansion of the Muslim world, and the many challenges that still lay ahead. The decision to compile the Holy Quran into a single manuscript marked one of the most significant moments in Islamic history, yet its success depended upon absolute precision and complete honesty. Islam's 1,400-year history says that preserving divine revelation required a level of care unlike any other responsibility entrusted to mankind. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, R.A., selected Zayd ibn Thabit, R.A., one of the Prophet Muhammad's, PBUH, trusted scribes of revelation, to lead this extraordinary mission. Zayd, R.A., possessed exceptional knowledge, a brilliant memory, and the complete confidence of the Muslim community. Even with these remarkable qualities, he later described the assignment as heavier than moving a mountain because he understood that every verse represented the unaltered words of Allah. There could be no room for assumption, personal opinion, or even the smallest mistake. Every verse had to be confirmed through multiple authentic sources before it could become part of the compiled manuscript. Zayd, R.A., carefully gathered the written materials on which the Quran had been recorded during the lifetime of the Prophet, PBUH, including parchment, leather, palm stalks, shoulder bones, and flat stones. At the same time, He verified each passage with those who had memorized the Quran directly from the Messenger of Allah, PBUH. This careful method ensured that the written record matched the living memories of the companions exactly as the revelation had been received. Nothing was accepted casually, and nothing was added without the action of faith and disciplined verification, demonstrating that devotion to Allah never conflicts with careful responsibility. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the collection gradually took shape under the watchful eyes of those who had dedicated their lives to protecting the message of Islam. Every completed page represented countless hours of examination, testimony, and comparison. The companions understood that they were not producing a new book, but preserving the very revelation that had transformed Arabia and begun changing the course of human civilization. Their unity throughout this mission became one of the greatest strengths of the early Muslim community. Personal status, tribal background, and individual opinions disappeared before the shared goal of safeguarding Allah's final revelation. This extraordinary effort established a manuscript that faithfully contained every chapter and every verse revealed to Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. Once the compilation was completed, the manuscript remained in the care of Abu Bakr, R.A., later passing to Umar ibn al-Khattab, R.A., and afterward to Hafsa bint Umar, R.A., where it was preserved with great respect. Through this careful chain of trust, the Muslim community protected the Quran from loss, alteration, and confusion. The dedication shown by these noble companions continues to inspire believers today, reminding every generation that true success comes through sincerity, patience, cooperation, and unwavering commitment to the truth. Their remarkable achievement became a lasting testimony that Allah's promise to preserve His final revelation was fulfilled through faithful servants who placed obedience above personal comfort, creating a legacy that has remained unchanged and continues to guide millions of hearts across every nation and every generation. As the years passed and Islam spread far beyond the Arabian Peninsula into lands with different languages, cultures, and accents, the wisdom behind the compilation of the Holy Quran became even more evident. Islam's 1,400-year history says that Allah's guidance was never intended for one nation alone, but for all humanity until the end of time. The preserved manuscript became the foundation upon which future generations would learn, recite, memorize, and live according to the words of Allah without fear of distortion or loss. During the Caliphate of Uthman ibn Affan, R.A., as the Muslim world expanded rapidly, differences in regional methods of recitation began to appear among new Muslim communities. Recognizing the importance of maintaining unity upon the authentic recitations taught by Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, Uthman, R.A., after consulting the senior companions, arranged for carefully verified copies of the compiled Quran to be prepared from the preserved manuscript and distributed to the major centers of the Islamic world. This wise decision strengthened the unity of the Muslim Ummah and helped ensure that every community recited the Quran according to the authentic transmission received from the Prophet, PBUH. This was not the creation of a new Quran, but the preservation and standardization of the already compiled revelation so that confusion would never divide the believers. More than 14 centuries have passed since those remarkable events, yet millions of Muslims across every continent continue to recite the very same Quran with confidence and devotion. Children memorize it word for word, scholars dedicate their lives to studying it, and believers turn to it every day for guidance, comfort, wisdom, and hope. This extraordinary continuity stands as one of history's most remarkable examples of textual preservation. The determination of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, R.A., the foresight of Umar ibn al-Khattab, R.A., the tireless efforts of Zayd ibn Thabit, R.A., the careful leadership of Uthman ibn Affan, R.A., and the unity of the noble companions together created a legacy that continues to illuminate hearts across the world. Their actions remind us that preserving truth requires courage, responsibility, sincerity, and complete trust in Allah. They teach us that great achievements are often accomplished not through personal ambition, but through humble service to a higher purpose. Every time the Quran is recited in a mosque, a classroom, a home, or by a believer sitting alone in quiet reflection, the fruits of their dedication continue to bless humanity. Their example calls every Muslim to honor the Quran not only by reading its verses, but by understanding its message, living according to its guidance, and sharing its timeless values with wisdom and compassion. The story of the compilation of the Holy Quran is therefore not only a chapter of Islamic history, but also a powerful reminder that faith is protected through knowledge, unity, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to Allah's commands. It proves that sincere believers can preserve a trust that benefits countless generations, and it invites each of us to become guardians of truth through our character, our actions, and our devotion to the guidance that Allah has mercifully preserved for all mankind. If you're benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.